It is 3 a.m. and you are wide awake. Your heart is going like a hummingbird. Your breathing is shallow, trapped in your chest, and your mind is racing, looping obsessively over an awkward conversation, a missed deadline, or every mistake you've ever made. Physically, your body is behaving as if it is bracing for a literal impact. It is preparing you to fight for your life or run for it. Yet the room is completely quiet. There is absolutely no physical danger anywhere near you. This experience is the result of a biological mismatch. You are a modern human being running ancient prehistoric survival code while simply trying to answer email and pay rent. This overwhelming physical response persists because your ancient survival programming hasn't evolved a separate channel for digital stress. It reacts to a work deadline with the same total war footing it would use against an active predator in the tall grass.
To understand how this happens, we have to look at the human autonomic nervous system. You can think of it as two opposing forces, braided together into a single rope of nerve, constantly managing your baseline state. The specific culprit for our modern anxiety is the sympathetic branch, triggered by the amygdala. This cluster of neurons acts as the brain's internal smoke detector, scanning your environment for any reason to panic. When this smoke detector decides the world is too much, it does not ask your conscious mind for permission to act. It immediately initiates an involuntary, hostile takeover of your entire physical body. This hijacking occurs so easily because this ancient survival system lacks the context to differentiate between a physical tiger and a Slack notification. To the amygdala, stress is stress, regardless of the source. The hijack starts here. The moment the amygdala detects a threat, it screams down a specific neural corridor to alert a tiny region called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus acts immediately. It triggers the pituitary gland, which dumps a wave of hormones directly into the bloodstream to spread the alarm. That blood-borne signal races down until it reaches the adrenal glands. They answer by flooding your entire system with epinephrine, norepinephrine, and eventually a heavy wave of cortisol. This forces your body into immediate triage. Within seconds, your heart rate climbs. Blood is stolen from your gut and skin, slammed into your skeletal muscles to prepare for a fight. Digestion completely stops. Saliva dries. It dictates your cognitive triage, too. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, reason, and perspective, is literally starved of blood and glucose. Your decision-making narrows to 3 options: kill it, run away from it, or freeze. This cascading sequence is the sympathetic storm. It is what creates the overwhelming physical sensation of panic, driven by chemistry older than mammals. But what happens to our biology when we are forced to live inside this acute, life-or-death survival storm every single day? The architecture of the brain physically changes. Chronic sympathetic dominance causes the amygdala to hypertrophy. It grows larger and more reactive, exactly like a muscle that has been lifted too often in the same direction. At the exact same time, the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for memory and context, physically begins to wither under the constant daily deluge of cortisol. We have the clinical evidence for this. A team led by Sarah Lazar at Harvard demonstrated that these severe structural changes to the brain can occur in as little as 8 weeks of chronic stress. By treating daily inconveniences as fatal threats, we are literally rewiring our brain structure to permanently prioritize panic over perspective. Because the physical sensations of this storm are so deafeningly loud, we often make a mistake. We assume the alarm is our actual identity, that we are the anxiety, rather than the person experiencing it. The first step toward actual liberation is separating who you are from the biological mechanism going off inside you. You have to see the mechanism without believing you are the mechanism. There is a physical way to interrupt this. When the panic peaks, stop. Place one hand on your abdomen and one over your heart. Do not try to fix the storm, and do not try to manage or change your breathing. Just feel it. Then silently ask yourself a single question. What am I protecting? Don't actively search for an answer. Just bear witness to the panic and listen closely to the quality of the silence that follows. Your brain's default mode network loves to spin catastrophic stories to keep the alarm ringing, but the sympathetic nervous system has no biological script for quiet, curious observation. Because it has no response for this observation, the nervous system hesitates, and forcing that hesitation creates the first critical crack in the ancient hijack. The goal of this practice is never to fight the storm or force it away. When you fight your biology, you only confirm to the brain that the danger is real. Your nervous system is an exiled guardian doing exactly what it was evolved to do, and it desperately wants to rest. But it cannot rest until it is observed without judgment. We know a post-hijacking physiology is possible. High-level contemplatives and meditating monks display such profound vagal tone that they can drop their heart rates at will, proving that the human nervous system can be systematically unwound. Your body is a temple that has been asked to house a war it was never meant to fight forever. To find peace, remember that the storm is just